This video is on how to wire and install the Thork Racing Power Box to any bike, although this install is a stealth mount of the Power Box on the Rebel X Ultralight tower on my KTM 500. The first step is to wire power from your battery to the Power Box. Having spoken to Joao, he's aware that the live and ground cables that come with the Power Box are not really appropriate for installing on a motorcycle, and he's honoured to replace these for a more appropriate wire. So I use the cable supplied by Rebel X, which is clearly marked on each end, battery and fuse box. But effectively, this is just a 2-strand cable with ring terminals on both ends. So you connect the live or red wire from your battery positive and the other end to the power box terminal marked 12V, and the earth and ground from your battery to the terminal marked GND on the power box. While the post-ignition power pickup is specific to the KTM 500s and Husky 501s, the wiring procedures are universal and really applicable to any bike. There is a 6-pin dummy plug on the front end of the 500's wiring loom behind the headlight, which provides a post-ignition power source. I bought an OEM 6-pin dummy connector from KTM to provide a nice neat connection. Part number is shown here for 500 and 501 owners. The live and ground on the black dummy plug are as follows. Top left, blue and yellow wire is live and the brown wire is ground. You'll want to note that no wiring is included in the power box for establishing post-ignition power to any motorcycle. So you're going to have to build your own cable or you're going to have to buy one. This isn't a complicated process, so don't be put off by this. If you remain unsure on how to do this after this video or don't know where your bike's post-ignition power pickup is, I would suggest you're asking your local dealer for some help identifying where the source is or ask them to wire it in for you. I chose to do this myself, and so I ordered some 1.4mm 2-strand cable from 12-volt Planet in the UK along with a box of ring terminals. These are very common and available at any supplier that deals with 12-volt equipment. I then crimped and soldered one end of each of the 2 cables I'd bought onto 2 pins from the new connector to match the positioning of the dummy plug live and ground, top left as I said, while I connected a ring terminal to each wire on the other end, and voila, that was my cable built. I then plug the 2-pin connectors, 6-pin connectors together. You then take the live from your post-ignition power source from the connector and connect it to the terminal marked C1 on the power box and the ground to the common ground terminal on the power box marked GND. That's it, you have post-ignition power sorted. You can now proceed with connecting all of your accessories to the power box. This is the easy part. All your positive red wires can be mounted using a ring terminal to any of the connection points numbered 1 through 6 on the power box, with all the corresponding ground wires, black or brown mostly, are to be wired to the common terminal marked G and D on the power box. On the 3-ring splitter or 3-prong splitter cable that come with your DMD device, there are 3 unfinished wires on the one end. 1 red, 1 black, and 1 green. For the purposes of this wiring, you do not need the green wire, so I just snipped that off. Your DMD device will be your first accessory, so follow this simple principle. Red to any of the terminals marked 1 to 6 and the black to a common ground. That's it. You can now follow the connection instructions on the DMD site on how to connect the splitter cable to your devices. If you have a remote control, it draws power directly from the unit when plugged into the splitter cable. Once wired, it's time to pair the power box with your DMD2 unit. I'm not going to give you the whole procedure since this is available on the Drive Mode dashboard website, but for the sake of clarity, you will need to have your unit powered on, go into the settings, select the power box and follow the on-screen instructions. The pair button is in the center of the power box and will remain solid green when you have it paired properly. As for the accessories, my top tip is to press each one of the LEDs below the connection points when you finish connecting your accessories so that all channels 1 to 6 are live. Once you have set up the power box, you can turn on or off any of the channels from your device. In closing, make sure that you have completed the wiring and connected your device so that this little red light shows on the bottom left of your device, signaling that you have power. It'll turn blue when your unit is on. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.